I have a big pile of books right now for today's video. Welcome back. Welcome to day 4 of Vlogmas. This isn't necessarily a Christmassy video, but I feel like, you know, not everything can be Christmas themed or else you're gonna be like, Katie, how many times can you bake Christmas cookies? So in today's Vlogmas episode, I'm gonna be telling y'all my favorite books that I have read, and books that I think that would be great gifts for any of the book lovers in your family. So let's get into it. I have them all turned away so you can't get a spoiler, but there's kind of everything in here, and I feel like everything for a lot of ages. Honestly, I feel like a lot of these are really age appropriate from like age 13 to your grandma. So first things first, my mom is actually reading this one. I stole it from her nightstand, but it's The Huntress of Thornbeck Forest by Melanie Dickerson. I have other books by Melanie Dickerson. I actually have another one on my bookshelf. I haven't read it yet though. My mom read it, so it was good. But it's like a retelling of Swan Lake, and it's just so good. It's kind of like medieval, not necessarily fantasy. It's more like the fantasy turned real world, but it's so good. And the romance in it, really good. And I feel like really age appropriate for like teenagers. There's nothing like crazy, nothing bad. This next one is definitely very young adult, but it's one of those young adult books that I fell in love with. I got this at the used bookstore when I was like 13, and I still have the same copy, and I've actually reread this one. Okay, I had to like gather myself there for a minute. 1 second. Okay, I have reread this one probably 4 times. I read this entire thing on a flight also. So if that explains anything. I just like lost my train of thought, but it's Troy by Adele Jarris. It's actually a much older book. I think this was published in either the 90s or the early 2000s, but it's about the sack of Troy. It's about 2 sisters and like their equal accounts of they live in Troy during the Trojan War. And it is just the most incredible thing. It's full of twists. Like, it's not gonna end the way you think it's gonna end. It's just full of all this stuff. It's also kind of fantasy driven, I think. I don't want to spoil it, of course. It is an older book, but I think it's just one that not a lot of people have ever heard of. I never heard of the author until I found this book when I was a teenager, and it's just wonderful. It's just full of so much. It's not like historic. It's not like history book, historical fiction. It's much different from that. It's just full of so many things that I honestly find it kind of fantasy in a way, which I really love. Next one is full-on historical fiction, Cleopatra's Daughter by Michelle Moran. I have actually read a ton of Michelle Moran books. This is my favorite book, actually, of all time. I don't know why, but something about it just really special to me. I'm sorry I'm giving y'all a PowerPoint presentation spill over these books, but like, you know, I feel like there's so many book lovers and we don't know what to get them for Christmas, and maybe you want to find them like a book that they maybe never have heard of, because a lot of these I find at a used bookstore called McKay's in Nashville. I'm sure if you're from the area, you know what McKay's is. You can find just the most random things that I don't think I ever really would have looked for or found in like Books A Million or Barnes & Noble. But this book specifically is a fictionalized telling of Cleopatra, the famous Queen of Egypt's daughter, who is actually a real historical person. There's just not much account on her, but it's like a fictionalized story of her, and it's just wonderful. And again, if you're a romance lover, the ending too, you'll never expect. I'm getting y'all to read it. Next one is an entire series, so buckle in. Actually, I'll get the whole series down so y'all can see that it is kind of long. So it's 4 books. Technically, it can be 3. One of them does not have to be read. I would still read it. But the proper series, this is the Mistress of Rome series by Kate Quinn. Kate Quinn has written, this is her very first book, I believe. She's written a ton of books that are now like actually really famous, like The Rose Code, The Briar Club, like off the top of my head, like those are, I think, more well-known than these, but this was my introduction to her because I'm obsessed with ancient Rome and historical fiction, if you can't tell. But this is the Mistress of Rome series. The proper series is these 3 books. It goes Mistress of Rome, Empress of the Seven Hills, and Lady of the Eternal City. So if you're thinking about getting this for someone for Christmas, I would get them this entire 3 set, because once you read this one, you're going to want to read this one because it's the next part in the story, and then this is the conclusion of the story. And then this one is Daughters of Rome. Has some of the characters, but it happens years and years before these books. So it's a prequel. I would read this one after this set. So that's why I say, like, if you're gonna get this for somebody for Christmas, because this is also like a video about Christmas ideas for the book lovers and your family or your friends, I would get them this one. And if they absolutely love it, maybe their birthday is coming up, get them the prequel, but read the prequel after, if that makes any sense. I just want to make sure you'll get the full experience of this series, because it was one of the first big series I ever read as a teenager. I had no business reading these books as a teenager, by the way, because they're really bloody and gruesome, but like, whatever. I watched The Patriot when I was like 10. So yeah, it's this 4-book series. They're long-ish. They're like 500 pages each, but they're so worth it. Oh my goodness, they're so good. But yeah, if you're gonna get the entire series for a friend, get them these 3 books. And then if they absolutely love it and tell you that you're the best gift giver ever, get them the prequel. By the way, I'm gonna list all these in the description of the video. That way, like, if you can't remember what I said, I'll just list them all in the description box, all of the books, and if I can, a link to them. This next one we all saw coming. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Not this specific book, the entire series. If you're gonna get this for somebody for Christmas, get them the entire box set, because here's the thing, they're gonna read the first book. They're gonna be like, so now I have to go buy all of the other ones. That's what happened to me. I bought A Court of Thorns and Roses in the JFK airport because I had read my other book on the way to New York. I didn't have a book for on the way back. If you can't tell, I read a lot. I bought the first book in a Hudson News and I fell in love with it. And I got the entire box series. This series is just so... Everyone talks about it. It's definitely the most popular series I have in this video. The other ones I feel like are less known, and like everyone knows about this series, but it's so good. If you have not read it yet, read it. And if you know someone that has not read it yet, get it for them for Christmas. Now these last 3 books are all by the same author. This is my favorite author of all time. The author that makes me cry the most. So we're gonna just go in random little order. They're not a series, just by the same author. First one, actually we'll do the most popular one first. Everyone has heard of this book. I feel like I see it all over Instagram, all the book stuff. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. If you have a World War II lover of, like, they love World War II history, get them this book. It is a romance. Like, there are aspects of romance in it, but that's not the entire story. I saw this Instagram thing of someone being like, The Nightingale is just a romance book. It's not. There's so much to it. It's just like depths and depths and depths. It's just the most glorious thing. I read this in 2 days and bawled my eyes out. And I'm a big rereader of books I love, but I can never reread this one because it broke my heart. Next one is also by Kristen Hanna. It's Winter Garden. This one is a bit smaller, less daunting. Maybe you want to like introduce someone to the world of Kristen Hanna and historical fiction, but you don't want to scare them with this one. Scare them though. This book is so good. Winter Garden, I would say, is less subject matter, maybe. It's a lot smaller. The plot is less insane. But I really love this book. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so different. It also has aspects of World War II in it, but it's not completely set in World War II. That's all I will say. This last book I read in also a day, I think. I started it on a plane and I got like this far into it and then I finished the rest of it like the very next day. It's The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. These last 3 are all Kristen Hanna. This one, as you can tell, is a bit worn because it is my favorite book of all time. Genuinely my favorite book of all time. It's based in 1970s, 1980s Alaska. And it is just, it's just this it's so heartbreaking. Like, you are going to cry. Fair warning. If you read it, you're going to cry. And fair warning to anyone's Christmas stocking that you put it in, they're going to cry. And if they don't, you can blame me. I don't know, maybe it's not that sad. Maybe I'm just really emotional. This book, though, is incredible. I recommend this to everybody, especially if they have read The Nightingale, because then they're prepared for heartbreak in The Great Alone. It's just, I can't even begin to explain this book. I have such an emotional attachment to the characters. I think about them every day. It's just one of those books that feels alive. Okay, I'm done. But yeah, that is my stack of book recommendations for the book lovers in your family. I also have a couple more for like younger, if anyone like is watching like on account of their kids maybe, because honestly, if you have a like preteen that's big into books, unless they read a bit more intense subject matter, I'm not saying it's like sexual bad subject matter, that's not what like this is, or The Nightingale, or really any of these. This one I would not give to preteens because it actually has some like domestic violence aspects in it. Just a little subject matter warning there. This is the only one where I'm like, but like it's not in a, I don't know how to explain it, like it's not in a like, oh my goodness, I can't read this way. It's like it has to do with the plot, and you see as you read it also how that changes the main character, blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but I would not give this to a preteen. So if you have like the 10, 11, 12 age group, I would never have read this when I was 10, 11, 12, even 13. I read this when I was 21. I'm 22. That was a year ago. So I would stick to this being like 18, 19 above. So if you're looking for books for more like younger, I would say age 10, 11, 12, 13. First one. This one is a book. I never found another one by this author ever. By Susan Dunlap. Anastasia's Secret. It's a fictionalized retelling of Anastasia, the Romanovs that were very unfortunately murdered in the 1900s. Don't worry, it has none of that subject matter. It's a very romanticized, fictionalized telling of Anastasia with a very sweet ending. So that's why it is perfect for like the preteen girl age group. I was obsessed with this book. It was one of the more like, it was one of the first books just fell. It was one of the first like romance driven books I ever read when I was like 12. So I was really, really obsessed with this, and it's perfect for the younger girls. I was looking out for all the girls. 10, 11, 12, the Dear America series. I still have a lot of these. I have my favorite ones because if I ever have a daughter one day, I want to give her my hardback editions of the Dear America, but you can order them on Amazon, anything. They're like the diaries, that like accounts of like this girl is the Revolutionary War, the Journey West, and the Civil War. They're perfect for 10, 11, 12 girls, and it's from girls that are in that age, like a fictionalized like diary entries of their accounts of these historical things, and it's just so sweet, especially because like you really feel like you're there being that age, because that's the age of these girls in these books. So I just wanted to give y'all some options for maybe you're watching this and you're thinking of like your little sister, your little cousin, anything. I just wanted to give y'all that option too. That is the end of this little video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Comment down below a book that was not in this stack that you think I should read, because I have to buy myself a Christmas present and it's probably gonna be a book. So I will see you guys in the next episode of Vlogmas. Until then, bye, Merry Christmas, all that fun stuff.